Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do a Studio Ghibli inspired mini calendar, but instead of using sort of all the days of the month, I decided to just do a nice scenic background and then add in the header for August and maybe use this as a bookmark for my bullet journal. So I'm testing out a brand new medium today for myself. These are the Jelly Gouache Paints off of Amazon, and I bought the larger set. I'll link it down below. And yeah, I opened up the set. You have to kind of individually unwrap each pod, but the colors were so cute and reminded me of this kind of like unicorn explosion of cuteness. And yeah, it inspired me to paint a Studio Ghibli scene in these colors. So I went to Pinterest and tried to look for scenic backgrounds, and I found this one photo, but I sort of changed the sky using these, like I said, unicorn kind of inspired colors for the background here. So I figured while I'm painting, I could kind of go over the materials, the rest of the materials that I'm using. I just kind of cut out a small piece of watercolor paper just because that's what I had on hand. And I believe it's about a 2 by 3 inch piece right here. And the washi tape that you see in the top right hand corner, I also received off of Amazon. And I used the thicker washi tape to line the outside borders to create a nice clean border when I remove it. And then I use the thinner piece of washi tape just across the upper third or fourth of the watercolor paper to tape off the area that I want to put my August header. And if you've been watching my videos on Instagram, you'll see that I had been doing this for my monthly mini calendars, and it has been working out pretty nicely to create a very nice border and banner at the top of my calendars. So I kind of decided ahead of time that I wanted to sort of create sort of a darker blue sky at the top to kind of bring down to the horizon and blend into sort of a pink color. And then based on the reference photo that I used off of Pinterest, which I'll try and link it down below as well, I added in some of the water at the bottom. And I guess here you'll see me adding the sort of a lighter green to create the land area of the painting that I was trying to recreate. So I noticed that these gouache jelly paints did dry fairly quickly, which was really nice, and the colors were pretty opaque and vibrant. So it was nice that it dried so quickly because I was able to layer on top, and I noticed like I'm using white on this portion of the video, and it was covering up the background paint really nicely. So colors are very pigmented, very opaque, and yeah, you can layer easily. So here I am kind of sketching out the house that I want to paint on this piece of land. And in hindsight, I probably should have painted the house first and then done the green land below it. However, you'll see in a bit that I go over and just kind of extend the green parts up to the house line because it kind of looked like the house is floating when I first started out. So for the rest of this, I am painting the rest of the scene from the reference photo that I picked up on Pinterest. So I'll put on some music, and I guess you can fast forward if you want to see how I create the banner, but for now, enjoy. Alright, now for one of my favorite parts of doing these mini calendars, the tape peeling. A lot of you find this part very relaxing, so do I, and I love seeing clean lines come out after you remove the tape. There was a little bit of smudge at the top, but I think it was a little bit of dust from the paint drying, so I wasn't too bothered by that. But yeah, I'd recommend kind of pulling in a downward motion as opposed to pulling up, because you might rip some of the paper. But if you pull kind of down and away, if that makes sense, you get a nicer result, and usually result in less ripping of any watercolor paper. But if you're using watercolor paper, it's usually pretty sturdy. So here I'm taking my Hobonichi Weeks stencil set, and the size of these longitudinal boxes fit perfectly for the thinner washi tape from Amazon. Kind of made it so that I could easily remove the tape and use a stencil right away. And if you use the rectangle box first and then add the banner tabs after, it gives the illusion that the rectangular box is sitting in front and the tabs are behind, if that makes sense. So you can see this illusion that I'm creating, that the flags are coming from behind the painting, so it's like tucked around. And you can kind of add in these little triangles on the side here to create even more depth. And here I am just adding some shadow. And the pen I'm using here is a Sakura Pigma Micron pen in the size 03. Well, I also go in and outline the image at the bottom because I felt like it was missing a little bit of something. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did or want to recreate, please tag me at Beauty by Starlet on Instagram. I would love to see your recreations. And yeah, comment down below if you want to see more of these types of videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.